Atrial fibrillation occurs frequently, significantly increases the risk for stroke, and is the major cause of inappropriate shocks in defibrillator patients. Dual-chamber ICDs more accurately detect silent AFib, yet come at the price of increased complications with more lead hardware. Biotronik introduces the world's only defibrillator system that offers dual-chamber diagnostics with a single lead. The state-of-the-art modified ICD works in combination with the DX lead with floating atrial dipole. 3-channel IEGM recordings improve diagnostic accuracy of the tachyarrhythmia. Biotronik home monitoring enables early detection and intervention of silent atrial fibrillation. Dual-chamber discrimination is applied to reduce inappropriate shocks. The DX system introduces a new paradigm in ICD therapy that demonstrates Biotronik's commitment to engineering new, meaningful technology.
MRI Auto-Detect. How does it work? The built-in sensor detects the magnetic field of an MR environment and switches the system to MRI mode. After the scan, the system switches back to the original settings. Normally, 2 doctor's appointments are necessary. One for programming the device to MRI mode, and a second for reprogramming the device back to the previous settings. Within the entire period, MRI mode, a mode with limited therapy functions, stays activated. During MRI mode, pacing therapy is limited, and for patients with an ICD, no tachycardia therapy can be provided. With MRI Auto-Detect, just one visit is needed to activate the sensor. The device stays in its optimal therapy mode and switches to MRI mode only during the scan. This reduces the time in MRI mode to a minimum and ensures optimal therapy. After that, it switches back immediately to the original settings. That means no reprogramming is required and no second appointment, as with Biotronik home monitoring, the complete patient status is online. MRI Auto-Detect streamlines MRI access. It shortens the time the device is in MRI mode to the actual scan. 14 days of scheduling multiple MRI scans allows maximum flexibility. With automatic switchback, no reprogramming is needed. Biotronik. Excellence for life.
Remote monitoring is very common today. All companies have a version and all patients have access to it. So what's the problem? Well, the concept sounds simple, but in reality it can be very challenging. For example, you cannot bill for remote monitoring more than once every 90 days. And you must remotely monitor the patient for at least 30 days during each 90-day period. Many remote monitoring systems can only transmit data occasionally, and some require patients to be involved in the process, like holding a wand over their device and pressing a button on their communicator to send the message to their physician. For these systems, physicians usually program each patient's device to transmit data every 90 days. In reality, scheduling a transmission and collecting the data you need and documenting the patient's medical record on the 90th day is not that easy. For one, you often need to consider weekends, holidays, and other times like patient vacations when the patient will be away. More than half the time, the physician will not receive the data on the date scheduled. Why? There are lots of reasons, like maybe the patient was not at home, or maybe the patient forgot how to complete the required steps. So what about Biotronik's home monitoring system? Well, it's designed to be easy to use for both the patient and the physician. It transmits the most important information daily. There's no need to schedule a transmission based on a time you need to see the information. In reality, it's very straightforward. Just select a day when you want all 90-day periods to begin and end. As a result, Biotronik's home monitoring system will eliminate frustration. Oh, and did I mention physician satisfaction?